It's the National Football League on EA Sports. And if it's in the game, it's in the game. It's the Denver Broncos and the New Orleans Saints. All that and more coming up next.
EA Sports coverage of the National Football League brings us to the Crescent City of New Orleans and the Caesars Superdome, the home of the Saints. So good to have you on board with us. Mike Tirico, Greg Olson here in the booth. Greg, in this league, you know it, you lived it. Undergoing a changing of the guard at the quarterback position sometimes can be traumatic, but a lot of times it leads to hope. We've got a couple of teams here with young signal callers looking towards the future.
And you know the old saying, Mike, in the NFL, it is truer than ever. If you have a quarterback, you have a chance. And here we have two teams that feel like they have that quarterback position of the future settled. There's going to be some growing pains. There's going to be some moments where that youth rears its head. But over the long term, both these organizations feel like they have an answer at the most critical position in all of sports.
The kicker, Blake Grupe, set to start it. And off we go from the Superdome. He's across the 20 to the 21. That's where the drive will begin. Here comes the Denver offense, set to take over for the first time. They'll be led by the man from Oregon who started his career at Auburn, quarterback Bo Nix.
Well, it didn't take long for Bo Nix to establish himself as a bona fide starter in this league, winning the position with the Broncos as a rookie. He has all the intangibles, but really what sticks out the most, Mike, is the amount of starts he made in college. It's kind of similar to Brock Purdy. Very experienced at the college level. Let's see how that carries over here to the NFL level.
From the shotgun, he'll throw to get this one started. He's got his receiver. It's Cortland Sutton. And they're going to move the ball all the way up to the 45-yard line.
Every staff in the league that understands if we have to play a rookie quarterback, regardless of their talent, regardless of how high they were drafted, the ideal situation is to fill that huddle with as many veteran players as possible. The quarterback's going to be young. He's going to make some mistakes. The more veteran, talented guys around him, the easier it is to weather those mistakes. When you put plays like this on tape, it sends a message to every defender across the league. When you play this offense and this guy has the ball, you better bring it when you come to contact him, because if not, you're going to be on the wrong end of it.
They'll try again here, 2nd and 10. Opening carry of the game, it's J.K. Dobbins. He'll manage only about 3, so it will bring up 3rd down. Working out of the gun, it's Nix.
Having a quarterback with this ability to run is such an X factor in today's NFL. It's an element of their offense that you have to be prepared for on every single play. Here we see it on 3rd down. Starts out as a pass, nowhere to go with the ball. He tucks it, turns into a runner, picks up the 1st down.
A run with Dobbins. And they'll take this down inside the 35.
This is how you draw up your opening possession when you're on the road. The longer the drive goes, the quieter the crowd gets. Continue to mix in that run game. Let's see if they can finish off by putting this ball in the end zone.
So they come to the line for 1st down and 10. From the shotgun, here's Nix. That's going to be caught. It's Marvin Mims. And he's close to another 1st down as he's brought down just shy of the marker.
As a route runner, once you identify zone coverage like they were playing here, the key is find open space and stay in it. He did a nice job here because that was not a big hole. Quarterback had to put a little extra on that one, and they were able to make the completion.
In trouble, and down he goes.
Defense came out in a soft zone, and I think it caught the quarterback a little off guard. He was trying to attack them downfield. By the time he was able to get through his progression to his check down, He ran out of time, and that's all the pass rush needed to get into the backfield and bring him down.
Play 8 of the opening drive coming up, and now they face third down. Nix from the gun on third down. And this is going to be incomplete. That is a letdown there. Pass looked to be on target, no catch, and now fourth down.
Oftentimes, it's the wide open ones that are the hardest to catch. It seems like the ball is in the air forever. You start overthinking it. You start really making more of it than what you should, and you let it slip away.
What's his kick? Is good. And the Broncos will take a 3-0 lead.
And that's a good drive right out of the gate. They're able to make some plays, move the ball down the field. I know they didn't get a touchdown, but that is a good, positive result.
Points on that opening drive. We'll see the response as the kick's away. This taken at the 5. And he's brought down right at the 25-yard line. So the Saints ready to go to work on offense for the first time. They're led out by their rookie quarterback, the young man out of Louisville.
There's a lot to like about this young quarterback, and of course, we're going to have to wait and see. Can he take advantage of this opportunity in front of him, Mike? But he has not been shy. He says, I know I can play at this level. I know that I can lead an NFL franchise, and we're going to get a shot to see it here, and I'm excited to see what he can do.
From the 25, they'll go to work. 1st and 10. First carry now for Alvin Kamara. And he'll be brought down up past the 35-yard line.
Well, we knew coming into this one, Mike, that we were going to see a lot of this guy, and we knew we'd see a lot of him early. And if that first play is any indication of the rest of this game, this defense is going to have their hands full containing him.
So, from the 36, it is 1st and 10. They're going to go right back to Kamara. And he'll get forward for a couple. It's 2nd down. Back to throw. Taken in right side by the tight end Johnson. And they get this one across midfield to the 47-yard line.
Just seems like every year, Mike, the tight end position just continues to grow within the passing game and establishes a bigger and bigger role. And listen, I know I'm biased, but if you want to have a good passing game, you better have a good tight end.
They'll break the huddle. Coming up now for 1st and 10. Now they'll set up to throw. That'll be caught. It's Alvin Kamara. And he can't get away. They rally to the football on defense and bring him down for no gain. We'll try again. It's 2nd and 10. They'll run. It's Kamara. He'll pop this ahead for about 4, but it will set up 3rd down. A shotgun snap. He'll look to throw. He gets that to his tight end, Moreau. And they're going to take this into the red zone to the 15-yard line.
Throwing with anticipation, it not only requires the confidence in both your accuracy and the timing, but it also forces the receiver to be on time and where the quarterback expects you to be. And this is one of those examples, man. When those two things are on point, it results in a first down.
Line of scrimmage is the 15. It's 1st and 10. That one, taken in. Chris Olave. Touchdown, New Orleans.
And that was just a great drive, really from start to finish, Mike. You could see the play caller just really finding his rhythm, mix in run, mix in pass. Results in the touchdown pass, but really everything they did, the entire possession worked to perfection. When you can sustain the drives like that and come away with touchdowns, man, that goes a long way towards establishing your identity for the rest of this game.
Blake Grupe comes on for the extra point. He's got it. And the Saints move out to a 7-3 lead. After the touchdown, it's Grupe to kick this one away. On the return, here comes Marvin Mims. He'll work his way across the 25-yard line. The Broncos offense ready to see the football for the second time. They trail by 4. A touchdown gives them the lead. Drive begins with 1st and 10. Now Nick's going to look to throw. They set up the screen for Dobbins. And that keeps him ahead of schedule. That's a first down completion of 7 yards.
You see so many teams wait till 3rd down to execute their screen game, but I like in this case the play caller changes things up. He uses the screen game on 1st down, which will have an effect on this pass rush going forward. How aggressive do they want to get after the quarterback? Because they got that screen play still in the back of their head.
Lots of space past the 45. And he's going to be taken down on the other side of the 50-yard line.
I think this 2nd down call, Mike, they were hoping that at worst they had themselves set up for a 3rd down and short. But there's no need for 3rd down. He was able to get enough on 2nd, and they get a fresh set of downs.
A fresh set of downs to work with. It is 1st down and 10. Here's Dobbins. And they bring him down, but not until they get inside the 30-yard line.
And a nice pickup there by the back with an explosive run play. And it's important to point out, Mike, this offensive play caller, he's still working off that opening script. It doesn't necessarily have to just be the first possession. Using formations, using run game and pass. Unmask the defense and understand where to take the play calling as the game unfolds.
And this takes him into the red zone. He's brought down inside the 20-yard line.
They've done a nice job spreading the ball around. Make the defense have to account for as many different weapons as possible here early. I think back to our conversation with this coaching staff, Mike. They identified this guy as someone they needed to get involved early and often, so that might be his first target. I don't think it's going to be his last.
Got his receiver on the in-cut. He's got it. So after one, the Saints out on top. More from New Orleans after this. Here's a 2nd and 6. Back to throw is Nix. Got a man over the middle. There's Sutton. Five yards from the house. They've got it first and goal. Throw it. Nix. And he's in. Evan Ingram. Touchdown, Denver.
Now remember back, Mike, their first drive, they had to settle for 3. So they definitely didn't want to have to do that again. So really solid drive from start to end. And they're finally able to cap it off with a touchdown.
Will Lutz now for the PAT. He's got it. And the Broncos are on top. It's now 10-7. So now after the touchdown, Lutz going to send this one away. The Saints offense and their quarterback headed out for their next possession. This one has been tight so far. A field goal separating the two sides as this drive kicks off with 1st and 10. Right away, they'll set up to throw. And he can't hang on through the contact. It's incomplete. What a good job defensively to meet him just as the ball was arriving. And it'll be 2nd down.
Well defended there. The quarterback's trying to attack this defense outside the numbers. Those really wide angle throws near the sideline sometimes can be very hard to defend. So give a lot of credit to this secondary. They were all on the same page, and the ball falls incomplete.
They'll get maybe 3 out of that one, and it's going to set up 3rd down. The tight end Moreau is in motion. And this drive is over before it can start. He's swallowed up to force 4th down.
Outside of a turnover, this was probably the worst-case scenario. Immediate pressure in his face with nowhere to go with the ball downfield. Just get the ball out of your hand. Live to play another down. Instead, he retreats backwards and leads to a massive loss.
The Saints lining up in punt formation. The Broncos have Marvin Mims out for the return. Now fair catch is called for and made right there at the 45. The Broncos offense and their running back getting set for this next possession. They lead by a field goal as they go to work with a 1st and 10. They'll throw. It's Nix. That's caught left side by Ingram. And they're going to work this down inside the 45.
Not every pass has to be thrown downfield. You can rely on the run after catch, especially a big body like this tight end. Get the ball in his hands early and let him pick up the rest after the catch.
They'll come up here, 1st and 10. Throwing is Nix. Got it into the hands of Manders. And they bring him down, but not until they get inside the 30-yard line.
Mike, you've heard me say it 1,000 times. The easiest down to throw the ball in the NFL is 1st down. I hate when teams wait till later in the possession to throw the ball. So early 1st down completion, you're on the plus side of the field. Now you're thinking strike. Touchdown, field goal, but either way, I'm coming away with points.
He's taken down just shy of the 10.
Rookie to rookie right there, Mike. And I'll tell you what, they've got some really good young pieces on this roster.
They can still get a 1st down at the 1. 1st and 10, they go from the 11. The blitz gets there, and he lost the football. And the defense has it. The defense comes up with a play in the red zone. Those active hands get to the quarterback, knock it out, and they come up with the recovery.
Mike, we see this from time to time down here when an offense is operating in the red zone. The field shrinks, coverage gets a little bit tighter. Quarterbacks tend to hold the ball a little too long, and that's exactly what came back to bite them right here.
Now, out comes the New Orleans offense. They're ready to take over once again. They'll begin with 1st and 10. They'll start this one on the ground with Kamara. And he'll plow forward for a gain of 4 yards. Here's 2nd and 6. They'll go again here with Kamara. And that one shut down pretty quickly. He'll get back to the line of scrimmage. Nothing more.
Depending on the situation or the down and distance, Mike, the linebackers have different reads. Sometimes they read the offensive lineman. Sometimes they read the running back. In this case, his read brings him right to the play. He's able to make a big stop and keep the gain to nothing.
On 3rd down, they'll set up to throw. He's got his man. That's Olave. And he'll be taken down, but they are in business inside the 30-yard line.
Those are the explosive pass plays that this team is going to continue to mine all day. And you can see pre-snap, the quarterback loved his matchup. He allowed his receiver to work downfield. Perfect throw, and now sets them up to try to see if they can finish this drive off with some points.
1st and 10. A give running right with Kamara. A gain there of 16 yards. 1st down, New Orleans.
The goal of every offense, Mike, is to find a way to establish a balance between the run and the pass. With some success here early on the ground, will open up things as the game unfolds for the quarterback in this passing game.
On 1st down, they'll stay with Kamara on the ground. And he finds a little bit of space. He'll take this forward for a gain of 4. On the ground, it's Kamara. And he will score. Alvin Kamara, touchdown Saints. Group B now, on for the extra point. The kick is good. The Saints are on top. It's 14-10. After the touchdown, it's Groupie to kick this one away. On the return, here's Mims. And he'll work this one past the 25 to right about the 28-yard line. Back onto the field comes the Denver offense. They'll see if they can put something together here, beginning with 1st and 10. Play action now. It's Nix. A very quick throw there, but not on the same page with his target. That's incomplete. Cortland Sutton, the intended receiver, and it'll bring up 2nd down.
Well, not exactly breaking news here, Mike. They got speed on the perimeter that just not a lot of teams in the NFL have. So even though that ball falls incomplete, I think they have to continue to do it. Continue to pressure this defense and make them defend the entire field. Because as they're worried about him running by them, there is a lot of space open underneath.
Good-looking screenplay there. A gain of 11 and a 1st down.
The thing that jumps out to me the most, Mike, is just how often the quarterback is able to throw the ball to his first read in the progression. So hats off to the play caller. Him and the quarterback seeing the game through the exact same set of eyes, and there is a lot of room to operate.
In trouble, and he's going to be taken down.
It's just so hard to get anything going when you're just not confident running your own system and all these early sacks. Yes, they kill drives, but think what it does to the quarterback. The quarterback just can't be confident operating out of the pocket. There's no rhythm, there's no timing, and everything you planned on doing today coming in is out the window.
Work to do now as they come up on 2nd and long. Here's Nix to throw. Looking to set up the screen there, but he decides not to force it, and it's incomplete.
You can't fault the quarterback on this one, Mike. He really didn't even have much of an opportunity. By the time he hit the top of his drop and got his eyes downfield, the defense was all over him, and he really had no choice but to just get that ball out of his hand and live to play another snap.
That's over the middle and taken in. He's got it. And it'll be taken down, but it takes them across midfield down to the 40-yard line. Set to go now on 1st and 10. To throw is Nix. That's to the right side and incomplete. He was looking for Marvin Mims there, and it'll bring up 2nd down.
It's rare to see an offense that finds themselves trailing and say, well, their quarterback's been actually one of their biggest.
And I believe the referee was buzzed by the replay officials, indicating let's get a closer look at this. They trigger this automatically in the last 2 minutes of the half. So the official upstairs and the replay center in New York get the second look, and indeed this call will be overturned. On second down, it's Nix. That's over the middle to the tight end Ingram. And this takes him into the red zone. He's brought down inside the 20-yard line.
That last completion's going to go a long way towards at least finishing this 2-minute drive, Mike, with some points. You're already in field goal range, so now the idea is continue to work the clock down, take a couple shots at the end zone. You want to get points, ideally a touchdown, but either way, you have the ball last before the end of the second quarter. This is why the timing of these routes is so critical. If that ball is thrown a little bit later, he's unable to keep his feet in bounds, but instead the quarterback is on time and accurate, and the receiver does a nice job not only securing the catch, but ensuring that both feet remain in bounds.
Now, a second down throw for Nix. And this throw out of the back of the end zone. It's incomplete.
They went for it all on that one and just a little bit off. Ball winds up hitting the ground. They've got to move forward. The opportunities are out there. Better execution, better location, and they got some big plays in their future.
Now, on 3rd and 2, they'll try and throw for it, and they'll stop him just short of the goal line, but they are going to have enough to convert. It's going to be 1st and goal.
What an impressive drive this has really been, and it's a combination of big plays and 3rd down conversions. Now, after that last 3rd down pickup, it's 1st and goal. They got a chance to finish this really impressive drive and come away with 6.
And no signal, waiting. They say he did not break the plane. He's down inside the 1. Now another try at 1st and goal, albeit from a little further back. Working out of the gun, it's Nix. He's got his big tight end, Evan Ingram. Touchdown, Broncos. His 2nd TD of the game, and this one gives his team the lead. Greg, it's the quarterback's best friend, and you were that guy for a lot of years. The tight end in a tight area with man coverage.
Yeah, and it's really twofold, Mike, right? First and foremost, we see so many of these tight ends around the league that now have gotten to the point where one-on-one matchups, that's advantage offense. But then even in the cases they don't create great separation, Mike, it's their size, their catch radius. It's such a friendly target for the quarterback that when things get tight in the red zone, they look to the tight end.
Still a little time. Final minute of this first half. We'll see if they can do anything with this kickoff that is coming their way. And it'll be brought down past the 25. Decent field position to start this drive. The Saints offense going to take over here in the final minute of this first half. They'll start out 1st down and 10. Back to throw here to begin the drive. That's thrown right side, but incomplete.
These are the kind of plays that give running backs bad names. I mean, there's nothing fancy about this. You're wide open, the ball's on target. He just flat out dropped it.
Back to the air again on 2nd and 10. And he's going to be taken down at the 37. So now the Saints will use the first of their 3 timeouts. The clock is stopped with 26 seconds until the break. Line of scrimmage is the 37-yard line for 1st and 10. Blitz coming. He'll throw it. And this throw batted away and incomplete.
What did he tell us in our production meeting this week, Mike? He takes such great pride in his coverage abilities, and after that play, it's pretty clear why.
The tight end Moreau is in motion. Catch made right side. It's Johnson. And he's going to be taken down right at midfield. Here's 1st and 10. From the 50, he'll set up to throw. This one is caught by Moreau. And they'll move this one down inside the 40-yard line. Here comes Blake Groupie for this field goal try. Spotted at the 45. This is a 55-yard attempt. And he pushed it. No good. That is wide to the right. And this is going to remain a 3-point game.
Man, that would have been such a nice boost for this group going into halftime. The snap was good. The hold was good. He just couldn't quite get it through the uprights.
A first down throw for Nix. And that is incomplete. One final chance does not work out. Time has expired. The first half has come to an end.
Okay, Michael, thanks very much. And with that, we welcome you all into our EA Sports studios. This is the Halftime Report. This one's been as good as advertised. Just a field goal separating these two teams. This was a very level first half, and I'd expect to see more of the same after the break.
Coach, thank you. Both teams trying to find the right formula to come out on top in this second half. Coming up. Three points, all that separates these two sides, has half number 2. Kicks off. Here comes the all-pro returner from last year, Rashid Shaheed. And their drive will begin at the 30-yard line. The Saints offense looking to get back to work as we begin this third quarter. They'll start it here with a 1st and 10. They'll come out throwing here to start the drive. Over the middle, that's the tight end, Johnson. And that keeps him ahead of schedule. That's a first down completion of 7 yards. Here's 2nd and 3 to go. Now they'll set up to throw. They go sideline, and he stays in bounds. Got the feet down in time. It's a first down.
And these are the throws that when they evaluate young quarterbacks coming out of college, they want to see you be able to make. Everyone worries about how far you can throw the ball. And while that's certainly important, to be able to make the throws from sideline to sideline, especially in those intermediate zones, drive the ball through space. Because in this league, An open window is going to close in a hurry.
And that'll be good for about a half dozen. It'll set up second down. Shaheed in motion. Now Kamara. And he's bottled up after a gain of a yard. Third down, 3 to go. He'll try and run for this with Kamara. And he is going to have the Saints first down by a couple of yards as they convert on 3rd and 3. Now this time they'll look to throw. The ball deflected at least a couple of times, but it'll fall to the ground. It's incomplete.
Up until that incompletion, they've done a really nice job on this drive, Mike, picking up fresh sets of downs. And typically, throwing the ball on first down is a great way to do it. But now they find themselves in 2nd and 10. Do you keep it in the air and try to get the first down here? Or is the idea to just make 3rd down manageable and take your chances picking up a key 3rd down? He decides to go with this safe throw and throws it well short of the sticks. And at this level, Mike, you just can't miss layups like that.
So after 2 straight incompletions, here's 3rd and 10. Back to throw. Under pressure, and he'll go down. They got him.
The offense is trying to stretch the field vertically. They're trying to put as many receivers into the coverage deep as possible. But you know what you need? You need time. You need to allow those guys to get downfield. But when you have a pass rush like this, they don't let that time unfold, and that pocket collapsed and results in a sack.
Here comes Blake Groupie for this field goal try. This will be a 48-yard attempt. He makes up for the earlier miss. This time, the kick is good. And the Saints have tied it at 17.
So touchdowns are always the primary goal of every drive. But when you find yourself down 3 here in the second half, you've just got to find a way to tie the game up. And they were able to do that here.
So the field goal ties things up, and we're back at it as this kicks away. From the 6, here comes a return. He'll get this up to the 28-yard line. Nice place for the drive to start. The Broncos offense, and Bo Nix getting ready to go back to work. And I want to take you through the highlights here. They have been plentiful from the quarterback position. Has the offense running at a high efficiency throughout, and we'll try to sustain it here down the stretch. Nix now to throw it here on first down. To the right side, he's got Ingram, the tight end. And he's close to a first down to gain a 9. Nice pitch and catch on first down. Second and a yard. On the ground, here's Dobbins. And his momentum completely stopped there. Picked up thrown down for a loss.
I'd like to see that running back be a little bit more decisive with his cut, Mike. You can see he was a little hesitant, and once you're late making that decision, you just kind of get strong laterally. Great job there by the defense, and he has no choice but to take that loss.
From the shotgun, here's Nix. He's got his man. He finds Sutton. They get 12 yards on that pass. First down, Broncos.
These curl routes, he's been running these routes since he was a young kid in Pop Warner football, and I like to call it pulling the string. You've got the defender thinking you're going downfield, and you stick that foot in the ground, work back to the quarterback, friendly to the ball, and really nice job picking up the first down.
On first down, here's Nix to throw. There's that man again, another catch. A good spot here, 2nd and a yard. Now it's Dobbins, and he'll work his way for about 4 yards. And that's good enough for a first down. Now Nick's going to look to throw. Looking middle there, but it's incomplete.
Timing and trust. Critical elements of this quick passing game. If your target and the quarterback are not on the same page, it winds up being an incompletion and a wasted down.
They'll give it to Dobbins. And he'll get this down inside the 40-yard line. That's a gain of 5 yards. Here now, 3rd and 5. Nix from the gun on 3rd down. He'll try and get there on the ground.
This is an element that defensively you always have to be ready to defend. You can't just accept that it's a pass and be so consumed with the receivers downfield. You have to account for the quarterback as a scrambler. You can see why, as he's able to get out of the pocket and pick up the first down.
Nix now on 1st and 10. And this takes him into the red zone. He's brought down inside the 20-yard line.
Every quarterback's dream is, can I get the ball out of my hand as fast as possible and get it to a guy that can do the rest after the catch? And it seems like nowadays, throughout the entire league, the best offenses thrive in yards after the catch.
Play action now. It's Nix. He connects with Mims.
I really like the balance that they've showed so far on this drive, Mike, and what that does is it makes the defense have to defend the entire field. The run game and the pass game, everything looks the same. There's no tells, so they can't afford to just dial up certain schemes to take away a run or a pass. They've got to defend the entire playbook, and so far they've done a great job on this drive doing just that.
And he'll lose yardage here. The defense standing strong in the red zone. They drop him back at the 10.
The offense thinks that they can just kind of plow this one up there in the middle and keep the chains moving, but not on this defense. Not only do they not pick up the first down, but after suffering that loss, now they've got some decisions to make on 3rd down.
Wow! And the Broncos are going to have 1st and goal coming up. They're able to convert on 3rd and 2.
Nothing real fancy about this call here, Mike, right? And this 3rd and short, just get the ball to your running back, make sure he has enough space to pick up the first down, and they're able to convert.
They keep finding ways to keep this drive alive, and they're set up now for 1st and goal. And he will fight his way to the end zone. J.K. Dobbins. Touchdown, Denver.
That just feels like a big drive, doesn't it, Mike? Here in the second half, you got a tie ball game. Now you're able to get out in front. Let's see how this other team responds, having to play from behind.
We got a ton of time, Greg, but a little momentum feel. Come out of the locker room, take the lead. Now it's up to the other team to climb uphill. So great way, perfect way to get this second half started. Here's Lutz now for the extra point. His kick is good. And the Broncos will go up by 7. So now after the touchdown, Lutz going to send this one away. On the return, it's Rashid Shaheed. And he is stopped at the 25. The drive will begin there. The Saints offense ready to get back at it. They trail here by a touchdown as this drive will start with a first down. Cooks going in motion. They fake the jet sweep and will hand it up the middle. And he is planted in the backfield. Defenders crashing through, blow up that play behind the line. So we are through 3. We'll return with more after this. This is the NFL on EA Sports. So after the loss on first, here's 2nd and 14. They'll look to throw. That's caught over the middle by Johnson. And they'll get about 8 out of that one, but still a little work to do now on 3rd down. He'll look to throw. He'll look middle, and he's got his man complete. 17 yards on that play. It's good for a Saints first down.
Okay, so now you pick up that first down, Mike, but now there needs to be a sense of urgency. You know you need to score twice. So this one, ideally for the offense, results in a touchdown. But either way, this first score of the 2 needed needs to be fast because you need every possession you can here late in the 4th quarter.
A run here with Kamara. And a good run there. Going to get him 5 yards. They'll break the huddle. It's 2nd and 5. Here's Kamara. And he's close to the first down. Gets 4 yards on the gain, but it will bring up 3rd down. Here we go. 3rd and a yard. In motion is Hill. On 3rd down, here's a run by Kamara. That's going to be pretty close. Looks like he's got it, and he does. First down. He'll drop to throw. That's going to be pulled in by Kamara. And they bring him down, but not until they get inside the 30-yard line.
Having the ability to move your running back to the widest receiver, they call those the number one receiver, meaning he's the closest to the sideline, it really forces a defense to show their hand. Do we keep a corner out there, and I know it's zone, or do I move a linebacker or safety out there, and now you tell the offense that it's man coverage? So the versatility and the chess piece that is the running back position, it could do so much to help not only the play caller, but also the quarterback.
And they're going to get this all the way down inside the 5.
That's a really important pickup there on that last completion. Not only does it set up first and goal, but allows everybody in the huddle to just take a deep breath. We're no longer in this frantic offensive possession. Let's get our best play. Let's make sure everyone understands what to do, because we know we need to finish.
He puts it up, and it's caught. Rashid Shaheed. Touchdown, New Orleans.
It seems to me they were kind of holding this play call for this exact situation, Mike. First and goal, down here near the goal line, and they had this one worked up all week. Simple pitch and catch, and it works to perfection.
So they're not level yet. A critical extra point attempt to follow. The kick is good, and that will tie this game here in the 4th quarter. All even. 4th quarter, everything we've wanted. What's in store in the remaining time? And he'll be brought down just beyond the 25-yard line. The Broncos offense and their quarterback ready to go once more. And he has been masterful so far leading this offense, keeping the mistakes to a minimum, on point with his passes, generally one step ahead of the defense all game long. So they come to the line for 1st down and 10. Working out of the gun, it's Nix. That's caught on the right side by Sutton.
This pitch and catch may have looked routine, but I promise you, Mike, these types of anticipatory throws, especially outside the numbers, they don't occur without countless reps, oftentimes when nobody's even watching.
They'll work now on 2nd and 4. Lone back in the backfield. He'll get the carry here. They'll mark him down up at the 44-yard line.
I'll tell you what, Mike, this is a guy that you do not want to have to tackle in space. I mean, the footwork, the agility, the ability to go side to side and then still have the burst and explosiveness to pick up big yards. I mean, this guy is a handful.
And they're going to work this down inside the 45. Working from the shotgun, he'll hand this one off. What more could you ask for on 1st down? Nice run of 8, setting up 2nd and short. Back to the ground, he'll get it again. And he'll be taken down at the 25-yard line.
Second and short. Normally, this is a great time, Mike, to put the ball in the air and try to press the ball downfield. But in this case, they keep it on the ground. Has a similar effect. They pick up a good gain and a first down.
They'll throw. It's Nix. That's caught left side by Ingram. And he's close to another first down as he's brought down just shy of the marker.
Defense does a nice job here initially using zone coverage to take away the middle of the field. That's the most valuable real estate in football. Quarterback gets off his first read, sees some openings to the sideline, and him and his receiver are able to connect.
And he got rid of that one quickly before the receiver even knew what was going on. That's incomplete.
Well, we all know the running joke, right, Mike? If this guy could catch, he'd be playing offense. And, well, I think that's kind of a joke for the past. These defensive players are incredible these days. That's just too easy. You've got to secure that interception for your defense and get off the field.
That's over the middle and taken in. He's got it. And he's going to have the first down. They convert on third, and it sets up a first and goal. Two minutes remain in the fourth quarter. We'll come back and finish this one off after this. Now, first and goal. Dobbins. And he will get into the end zone. J.K. Dobbins. Touchdown, Broncos. His second TD of the game, and this one gives his team the lead. Lutz for the extra point. It's up and through. And the Broncos will go up by 7. So the lead is 7 now. Here in this fourth quarter, the tie has been broken. Let's see what happens on this kickoff. He'll work his way across the 25-yard line. The home team's offense ready for this next possession. They'll do so with 1st and 10. They'll drop to throw. Shaheed with the catch. And good yardage there after the catch. They'll wind up with a gain of 7 on first down. Here's 2nd down and 3. They'll throw out of the gun. Left side into the hands of Olave. And they bring him down, but not until he crosses midfield.
All right, this is a good start. Plays like these are definitely going to help as you work your way into scoring range. While you have to be wary of the clock and keep an eye on it, they should have plenty of time here to finish this drive.
Plenty of time, plus 2 timeouts at their disposal. It's 1st and 10. Work in the middle of the field, but that is incomplete.
All right, so this is why you get paid the big bucks. These are the possessions as a quarterback you need to deliver for your team. Everybody talks about 2-minute. Everybody drills it every single week. But when it comes down to this moment in the game, your quarterback needs to be on point. And after that first down incompletion, it just makes things that much harder.
They'll look to throw yet again. And that would be the dagger. It's intercepted. Picked off by Patrick Surtain.
I think you chalk this one up, Mike, to just a rookie mistake. And anytime you have a young signal caller behind center, you're going to have to deal with some of these ups and downs. Every once in a while, they're just not going to see the coverage. They're going to get baited into making a bad throw. That's kind of par for the course. The key is how fast can these rookie quarterbacks turn the page, move on, and not make the same mistake again.
The visitors' offense ready to take over once again. They lead by a touchdown as this drive begins with 1st and 10. A run with Dobbins. And that's the way you want to run it on 1st down. A gain of 7. Here's a 2nd and 3 forthcoming. Here's Dobbins. And he'll be close to a 1st down. A gain of a couple as they mark him just short. This crowd into it now as we get to 3rd down. Try to pick this one up on the ground. And I don't know, I think he is short. They are. They're going to mark him short. And that's going to bring up 4th down.
You could just see the frustration on the running back's face as he's getting helped up off the ground, Mike. There was just nowhere to go from the moment he was handed the ball. Give credit to the defense. Great job.
The Broncos bringing out their punter. Rashid Shaheed back to return this one. And this is going to work out for him. Out of bounds, and they'll mark it inside the 10. The home team's offense and veteran Alvin Kamara set to take over once more. We'll see how they want to attack things here, backed up deep in their own end. It's 1st and 10. Right away, they'll set up to throw. They'll be forced to just throw that one away. It's incomplete.
Well, it's safe to say this offense now is entering desperation mode. They have such a long way to go with such little time to do it. You're thinking chunk plays, get out of bounds. You have to stop the clock and continue to pick up as much yardage as you can to, at the very least, be in position to take one Hail Mary shot to the end zone.
They'll be forced to just throw that one away. It's incomplete.
This is one of those situations that plays directly into the hands of the defense because think, Mike, they know this offense has to be one-dimensional. This has to be a pass. So what do? They bring in extra defensive backs. They clog up the back end. And at the end of the day, there's just nowhere for the offense to go with the ball.
On 3rd down, they'll set up to throw. They'll be forced to just throw that one away. It's incomplete.
This offense has to find a way to be better on first and second down, Mike. Living in these third and long situations, must pass, is not a recipe that their offensive coordinator wants to operate in.
So here it is, 4th down and 10. Now they'll set up to throw. That one downfield for Cooks. And that's going to be intercepted. And his offense is going to be all set up with a short field and a chance to extend their lead. So it is a win for the visiting Broncos. What a finish to this one. The defense comes up with the interception in clutch time to seal it on the final play, and the defense walks off the field with the victory for their team. So that'll just about do it for Greg Olson and our entire team. I'm Mike Tirico. You've been watching the NFL on EA Sports. For more, log on to easports.com. So long, everybody.